let me tell you the story of one of a distant friend of mine that I haven't talked to in a really long time, but I still remember him clearly. And it's just because of this. I remember clearly that his mom and dad worked tirelessly every day to just support him. He studies in an international school, the same school as I am in. Although he's not pretty wealthy, nor is he rich compared to his classmates. It was back then he was so innocent and didn't know what was the circumstances of his family is. His mom, his dad worked day and night just to support everything for him. And as the years goes by, finance was getting tough on his parents. I still remember him telling me that. And he told me that he couldn't even see his dad for like in a week. He couldn't even see his dad for like probably, he only saw his dad like once a time in a week, or even twice at most 3 times. But most of the week, most of the days where his dad was going out doing work. And in that period of time, my very good friend was always with his mom, and that's all. That's the only companion. That's the only like sort of parents he relied on the most, which is his mom. He's relied on his mom the most. Fast forward another year, his dad took on the initiative to change the family. He wanted to change himself and change everything around him. And I still remember him telling me that his dad started like a real estate agency. And although his dad was ambitious back then, his business ideas failed, and it caused him almost for him to like getting kicked out of school, because there was not enough money for him to go to the same school with me. And that period of time, I still remember him telling me that he almost broke down, man. He always broke down, and after that sort of financial sort of like burden that he was facing, thank God he still was with me, same school as me. But the last time before I spoke to him, he told me about how his parents were sometimes, not often, but rarely, but still was arguing sometimes about finance and all that. He told me once about his dad wanting to start a business, a business idea but his dad couldn't get a sort of confidence as he did before. And his sons, my friend, told him about the idea of starting the business, and then his wife, which is my friend's mom, tried to like push his dad to do this business, this very simple business. His dad got sort of angry, and he couldn't take the sort of advice from his wife because he was just too sort of ashamed of himself. He didn't want anybody to tell him that to do this or to do that, because he feels like he should be the one who should be leading the house. He doesn't want anyone to tell him what he should be doing. And until now, as I know about my friend, he has a dad that has many ambition, many dreams for his family. But just because of one mistake, the one business idea that failed him, that caused him to not have the confidence to start another business. And because of his ego that has told him to not listen to anyone and to just keep his head low. It is such a shame to me, thinking about my friend's dad, that he is not able to take the confidence anymore. And it goes on and on with so many families. I guess I'm just guessing that there's so many mothers that are taking the role of men now, because a lot of men lost the confidence to start their dream or to accomplish the dreams. I guess ego is the enemy. This sort of, he's a very good friend of mine, and there's so many lessons that I've learned from his dad, to be honest, and it really reminds us, actually, it really reminds me and you about the sort of humility you gotta go through. I don't know about you, but whenever I know that something is good for me, I often sort of ignore or sort of think that I'm like good enough and I don't need to do something about it. Like whenever I feel I got like a homework and I feel like, oh, I'm better than this, and then like I didn't even do it, I sort of ignore. It's like that sort of ignorance that we have, the sort of ego that we have is our greatest enemy. Ego is the greatest enemy, and that is one of the biggest thing that men generally can't sort of take. The sort of ego that we put in ourselves as men, and what if someone else, maybe just someone else, and someone in the family especially, when someone tell you about a constructive criticism, a lot of men can't take that. They often go back about X, Y, and Z. There's so many, and that is why I really want to tell you that self-improvement is a journey where you got to take on every single opportunity you have. Even though in the future, if you might have a business idea or whatever dreams you started, and if you failed, don't let that be a barricade to not start another dream again. Because although we might fail the first time, it's okay, because no one's the best in the first place, right? No one's the best at step one. And if you only look forward to do well in the first step, what else is it to look forward to in the future? And self-improvement is a journey where it is simple, but I wouldn't say it's hard. I wouldn't say it's easy. It is simple. The path to it is simple. The steps to take it is simple. But I wouldn't say it's easy. Or how should I frame it? I guess the word I'm looking for. The road to self-improvement is clear, but it is difficult. It is hard. Actually, to be honest, you know what it takes to do it, to start your dream. You know it. Every person knows what it takes, but many of us aren't willing to do what it takes because of our past. Our past selves, our past lives has sort of barricaded us or made that sort of false belief in us. But man, don't let your past define you. Don't let your past success or your past failure determine who you are today, because no one else will pave the path to your future except for you. Not even your past self. Yes, your past self will always contribute to your future, but it's always staying in the present. Staying in the present and knowing how to respond to your actions in the future. And I think that's one of the one of the biggest lessons that I've learned through my friend. And although he's like currently he immigrated, migrated to another place. But I guess I just really hope to share this sort of story with you, you know, for all those that has experienced any sort of failures, myself included. I just feel so motivated every single day because I just realized that there's no more time to waste anymore. And the younger that we realize that we gotta drop our ego, the younger that we realize about this, the easier it will be. The remedy to like get off this sort of rut is to recognize your own failures, to recognize your own flaws. The earlier the better, because once the ego builds in us for years, it's hard to take off this mask that we try to hold. And in reality, everyone can see past through that mask. This might be the sort of deepest sort of video I might make up to now. I bet that there will be more stories in the future. That really is my deepest, darkest secrets. My deepest, darkest secrets from the people that I know the most. I really just hope that you will not give up just because of your past, nor the successes in your past define you. What defines you is doing the things today, doing the things right now, and that will determine your future. Every single second and every minute relies on you to make that sort of future you set for yourself. No one else but you. So what are you waiting for? Go get after it.